face because I thought it was really cozy. But I have a lot of sort of show and tell videos that I have planned over the weeks. I've bought so much makeup and skincare over the last 2 years that I was gone. And the thought of having to bring all of that downstairs to film and then back upstairs, just too much. And I figured I'm just going to sit in front of my wardrobe, pouring door, some stuff in the background. It's all good, no problem. I'm going to film 3 videos today. That's the plan. I'm still going to try to stick to 1 video a week, so you have videos for the next 3 weeks. But I'm filming them out of order, so I hope that I don't confuse my brain too much and that I don't keep repeating myself. So I really want to do my favorites of 2025 video. We are officially February. I think that's too late. You need to do it in January. But I want to get it done. Now, before that, but I also wanted to do a get ready with me with my one favorite product from each of those, which is what I'm doing today. I already prepped my face so that it can soak in a bit because it takes a few minutes before I can apply makeup. And then I wanted to give you guys an update on my how it's going with my ADHD medication. Why? I guess I haven't recorded yet for a couple of weeks, but I am starting to notice things a lot. So, yeah, the get ready with me video, I'm not going to explain too much about each product because I'm going to do that in the favorites video and why every product is my favorite. So let's just dive into it. For foundation, this is going to be a tricky one. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation, which I do think is a little bit too dark for me at the moment. I am the palest I've ever been. So finally, after years of wanting to buy this foundation, always buying a different one, I bought the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I bought it in the cosmetics company store in the outlet mall in Orlando, and it was half the price, so it was $25. And it's great. This is a ridiculously expensive foundation. It is €60, I believe, but I couldn't find it anywhere in Ireland, so I ordered it from the UK. So aside from shipping, I kind of briefly forgot that I also had to pay custom fees because of Brexit. So this ended up costing me like €100. Still worth every penny. Amazing, best foundation I've ever used. But I just noticed that it was getting too dark. But if I compare the shades like this, they don't look super different. So I was going to use this instead just to make it look better. But I don't feel like it makes a huge difference, seemingly. Not really. So I'm going to wear my absolute favorite one. If it is too dark, it's not going to be hugely too dark, so we're just going to go with it. Check it. Ooh. Bracelet tingles. Okay. I only need 1 pump of this foundation, and that it covers covers my whole face. Again, I'm not someone who likes to wear a lot of makeup, which is why a lot of what I wear doesn't typically show up on camera very well. But you know, I have a mirror here, which is really far away, so I'm gonna try to just do this in my phone screen, and we'll see how that goes. This foundation no, I'm not going to explain everything about it. That is going to be my favorites video. Just that this is my favorite of all favorites. I love this foundation. I haven't worn it in months because I felt like it just looked too dark on me, but it may not be that bad. I don't know. It says I'm not leaving my house today, so there we go. Then I do always press this foundation in with my sponge a little bit in certain places. My skin's a little dry at the moment, even though I've been taking really good care of it. Like nighttime routine, daytime routine, where I literally sparkle because they put so much product on. But in the winter, it always looks really dry. So then my favorite concealer is, and has been for years, the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I still think it's the best. I've never tried a drugstore high-end concealer. Concealer and mascara are the two products that I feel are not worth the difference. I feel like drugstore replacements are just as good. I also still use a drugstore brow pencil, but that's really just because I don't have to do too much with my brows. They're pretty full on their own. So I just use my drugstore one that I've also been using for a long time. Oh. I forgot to put my earbuds back in, that's why I can't hear myself. Bear with me, guys, I haven't recorded regular videos in 2 years, okay? Now, I forgot my primer. That happens a lot. I don't feel like primer helps my makeup stay on longer. I feel like if I apply makeup in the morning without primer, it's still all there in the evening. But I will show you, I really only have one primer anyway, that if I remember it, I use the Tatcha, the liquid silica canvas primer, because it's a milky primer and I find that it's very hydrating. Does it do anything for my makeup to make it last longer? I don't know, but I like that it extra hydrates my skin, but I forgot it. Yeah. Now, my favorite new contour is this contour stick from Kiko Milano. A lot of people talk about the Dior stick, but I can't justify spending that much money on a product that I've really only recently started using. I need to use it more to kind of get the hang of it. Also, Dior is just one of those brands that I feel I'm not posh enough to own makeup from, which, given that I spent €100 on Hourglass foundation, is ridiculous to say, but it's just one of those brand names, you know. So, I saw on YouTube a lot of people comparing these two. Now, Kiko Milano is I think it's a Spanish brand. Well, actually, Milano would suggest it's an Italian brand. But they have a lot of stores in Spain and Portugal. So, because my parents spend the winter in Spain, I bought this over Christmas there, and it is fantastic. So, let me just... Oh gosh, doing this in your phone window is not that easy. Alright. Is that blended in? Can't really tell. Yep. Into the hairline. Actually, I might do that here as well. Is that... Yeah. And then just blend this up into the hairline. Is the bracelet bothering you, or do you enjoy it? Let me know, because I wasn't really aware it was going to make this much noise. I kind of like it, but it's not everyone's cup of tea, so let me know. Alright, then for eyebrows, reason I chose to film from up here is this is my spare bedroom. It's in the back of my house. It's where I slept for months when the construction noise was getting really bad. And here, with earplugs, I didn't hear the construction. In my bedroom with earplugs, nothing was keeping that construction noise out. And when I film in my living room, every time a car drives past, I can hear it, and my microphone hears it even louder. This is genuinely the quietest room in my house, and I still heard what I think was a motorcycle drive past. I don't normally hear cars drive past. That's not to say my microphone doesn't hear them drive past, but motorcycles I do hear drive past, so I think that was actually a motorcycle. There's also a kid's birthday party going on across the street, so I just didn't think it was a good idea to film in my living room. Alright, now I repurchased my favorite eyeshadow. That has been my favorite eyeshadow for like a decade, but I hadn't owned in a while. It also cracked already, and it's MAC, so I would expect a little more from MAC. It's Sable. If you can see, it's just a little cracked here. Now, don't judge me for what I'm about to do. There we go. Garage doors on both eyes. Garage doors is a word I learned from RuPaul's Drag Race, and it's when you just apply one color on your eyelids and that's it. I have never worn eyeshadow consistently or barely because I'm not good at blending. I recently found out that the reason I'm not good at blending is because I have really hooded eyes, and I just can't blend the same way. There's tricks to it, but I don't care enough about eyeshadow to learn tricks to blending. So I am just putting one color and blending it a bit onto my brow bone. But I'm just doing one color on both eyes. You're not going to see that much of it anyway because I have such hooded eyes. My eyeshadows usually get covered by this. So we just go with it. Garage doors on both eyes. Then my favorite mascara. The CoverGirl Lash Blast Mascara. I bought it again. I've tried so many different ones. None of them did for me what this one does. I believe Maybelline has two different ones that I like, but for some reason they irritate my eyes. Not always, but after a while they start burning. Well, my inner corner on just one eye starts itching, and it starts burning after a while, and then tearing, and I can't keep the eye open because it hurts too much. And I've had that once or twice while driving, which has been very, grab a tissue, wipe wipe it off and drive with like one raccoon eye. So I just don't use those anymore. This, by far, the best one, I think. So when I was in Florida in November, I repurchased it. I should really repurchase this every year and give up on all other mascaras. That said, I got a sample of the MAC mascara. Don't ask me which one. I don't know if they have more than one. But I got like a sample kit of MAC and included the mascara. And it was really, really good. But was it good enough for me to splurge on the full size instead of the CoverGirl one? No. Alright, I think that's okay. Then we come to my favorite blush. Is it a blush? I don't know, but I use this one. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Cheeky Bronze. Now, nobody's gonna put this color all over their skin, so I went to the MAC counter that we have, because why would we have a store? And I asked the girl, I said, how do you use this? And she said, I don't know. And I said, well, I've been using it as a blush. And she said, sounds right. So that was not helpful. But mineralized skin finishes are usually, at least they used to be like a powder, like a setting powder, like you were supposed to use all over your face. No one's gonna use this color all over their face, let me open it. Take this off. Look. You can. But it is such a beautiful blush color with this sheen to it as well. I kind of use it all the time with this foundation. I find that it looks a lot less good on lighter foundations, but on this Ambient Glow foundation, it looks really, really nice. There we go. And then my absolute favorite highlighter is still the Maybelline Master Chrome in the rose gold. I had to buy a new one again because they keep breaking on me. This is my third one and I haven't finished a single one. I arrived in Florida, opened up my toiletry bag in pieces. They don't sell these anywhere anymore in Ireland. I doubt in Europe. They barely sell them anymore in the US. Target doesn't sell them. Ulta doesn't sell them. Walgreens, some do, some don't. So I went onto the Walgreens website and looked for a store near me that sold them. And there was one, and it said it had one in stock. So I went there. Nothing. So I talked to a girl who works there. She checked and she said, yeah, we should have one in stock. She said it's probably misplaced on another shelf. She said, but we got a new shipment in today. We're unpacking it. Come back tomorrow. I came back tomorrow. Still, rack was still empty. She said, we unpacked everything. We should have gotten this. She said, let me order like 4 or 5, and they should be in by next weekend. It's like, great. Came in next weekend. They had one. Maybe that was the one that was misplaced and someone finally found it because there were no 5. It was 1. So I immediately picked it up. I was really hoping to get 2 so that there's one I can always leave at home. So if one breaks, I at least have a spare, because I think they're obviously not discontinued unless they just have so much stock left that they're selling all their remaining stock in specific stores. But they are so hard to find, and they are still the absolute best highlighter. And it's not going to be my 2025 one because I bought it this month, well, January. I just bought the Rare Beauty highlighter. I don't like it as much as this one, but I am going to apply it with a Rare Beauty blush. So it's just got I just love it. And especially with this blush, because they're very similar in color, it just makes it look really nice. And then I just use my finger to put it on the tip of my nose and on the bridge. This is really, I remember saying once that I really wanted to find a highlighter that gave me a really bright tip of my nose. The key isn't really what highlighter you use. The key is applying it with your finger and not with a brush. It's not, on camera, it's not super but in real life, it's pretty bright. And then before I do anything lip-wise, I'm going to set this. I always set it before I do my lips. This is the Benefit Professional Setting Spray. I've tried a lot of setting sprays over the year of 2025. Again, I'll show them all in my favorites, but the L'Oreal one, I tried the One and Done by, I don't think it's Patrick Ta. Is it Patrick Ta? Patrick Star. I think One and Done is Patrick Star. Anyway, I tried his travel size of that. Smelled like hairspray, but great setting spray. The L'Oreal one was supposed to be a dupe. Bought it. Great setting spray. Choked me every single time. It smells like hairspray times 10. And the problem is with hairspray, you can spray it on your hair and then walk away from the fumes. If you spray it all over your face, no matter where you go, it's on your face. So I kept coughing and choking on it, and I used it a good amount of times, and I just couldn't handle it anymore. So when I was in Florida, I went to Sephora. I asked whether she could recommend me a good spray, and she said this to her was the best one because it also blurred your pores. Haven't noticed it doing that, but I also feel like this foundation kind of blurs my pores. But it does set my makeup really well, so I do, and it's a mist, like, look at that. I have another setting spray from Revolution that I love. It's a very dewy spray. It's when I should really wear it when I put on matte makeup to make me give a little bit more dewy glow. I used to always wear it on top of this makeup, and then I would just look dewy for like hours. But it's like bits of water that come out, so your whole face is just drenched. This is such a fine mist. Like, look at it. So, yeah. Okay, don't get me wrong, it still makes my face look wet. I feel like you can't really tell on camera, but it does. I need to wait a little while to apply lipstick because it's hard for me to, actually let me wipe it off a bit around my lips. It's hard for me to apply a lip liner. Okay, then for lip liner, I'm using the Rhode Lip Contour. Now, I've never really been a lip liner girl, because I never really thought it made much of a difference. This definitely does because it's thicker and it kind of automatically fills in more of your lips. Also, this is such a soft tip. I love using it. I hate lip liners because they're crayons and I have dry lips automatically. I've been taking really good care of them. I've been moisturizing them a lot, but crayons still tend to get stuck on my lips. This is like perfection. I heard L'Oreal duped these. Why not in Europe? I'm sure they'll be released in Europe, but like Maybelline released a new foundation. We still don't have it, and it's been like 3 months. And I understand Maybelline is an American brand, but L'Oreal is a European brand. Why does the US and Canada get everything first and we get it months later when it's a European brand? I would love, you will have heard this in my favorites of 2025. Rhode is my brand at the moment. And I would love to buy more of these, but Rhode is not available in Ireland either, so it's really going to be a matter of which one comes first, L'Oreal or Rhode, and L'Oreal will also be a lot cheaper. Sadly. Well, not sadly, but you gotta consider these things. There we go. I didn't even blend that into my lips. I feel like that's already taken up half my lips. And then my absolute favorite lipstick, and I bought a lot this year, like 2025 and 2024 really. I bought a lot. My favorite is this one. It is Alone Time by MAC, and it is just such a beautiful color. Now, yes, it's a regular lipstick. It doesn't stay on nearly as long as a liquid lipstick does. If I eat or drink anything, it'll be gone, and I do need to reapply it more. But worth it to me. Gorgeous. The gorgeous color. Asian women because of their olive undertone. Alone Time was the one that they discovered suited them the best. Now, I'm not Asian, but I'm very pale and I have an olive undertone, so I went into the MAC counter and was like, I want to look at Alone Time. And she sterilized it, let me apply it on my lips, and immediately I was like, that's it, that's my lipstick. I want to buy it. So, there we go. So, I will list all the products I mentioned in the description box below. But these are